Hey, it's Drew Dillon from Project Lift, and in this week's video, we're looking at building a successful training schedule for Olympic weightlifting. Now, if you're watching this video, I imagine you want to get better at your Olympic lifts, and if that's the case, check out our free guide, How to Improve Your Olympic Lifts Now. It's free, it'll give you something you can work on today, and I guarantee you're gonna love it. Once this video helps you, make sure you pay it forward to a friend, smash that thumbs up button, and subscribe, because new videos are coming each week. So when it comes to training schedules, the best training schedules are customized for the athlete. Now, many of athletes that come to Project Lift are everyday people who have jobs and families and everything else. So there's a lot of variables that go into a good training schedule, and I want this video to help you customize your own for success. Now, here are the variables I want to go over, and I'm going to read them off to you. Nutrition, recovery, hydration, stress management, training days, mobility, stretching, sleep, rehab, prehab. So where do we put all of these components in a week of time? Now, I only talked about stuff specific to lifting. What you also need to keep in mind is you have family, you have work, you have friends, you have social commitments, these other things. Now, depending on your priorities is really where it's going to say what you put on the schedule first. Now, if weightlifting is for you, if weightlifting gives you energy, if you're really enjoying this process, put yourself first. Fill your cup first on the schedule before anything else. And for a lot of people out there watching this, I imagine that statement may be triggering, because the first time I had a coach put that on me, I was triggered in a big way. I didn't think it was possible. And then once I started going down that path, I started to take more reps at it, get better at it, and I saw the more I was putting myself first to be able to charge up in my week, the more I could deliver with my family, the more I could deliver at work, the more I could deliver with friends. And that's what we're looking at. So here we go. We're looking at the schedule. What are you going to put down first? It can be overwhelming. So when we pull it all together, I want you to do the simplest schedule possible that you can be successful as. I don't care how little, just seemingly void of all those factors I just put down, because that was a lot, right? So take that list and separate it, and I want you to bring to your attention just one thing. So we're talking about training. Let's use training times as our one thing that we're going to talk about, right? What's one training time that you can be absolutely successful at? Now, this goes for brand new lifters, never trained at all, right? And I imagine if you're watching this, that's not the case, but I'm going to start there. There's this, haven't trained at all. Can you do one day? Can you do two, right? And if two feels questionable, start with one. What we're doing here is we're building the habit. If you trained one day a week for 8 weeks, I guarantee you adding a second day would be a whole lot easier if you're brand new. But if you're watching this, I imagine you have multiple days already that you're successfully getting to, right? And if you're already successfully getting to multiple days, then keep them where they are, right? Whether it's 2, 3, 4, a lot of athletes think that there's a special number. The number is what works for you that allows you to be successful with everything else going on in your life. If you can only get 2 or 3 days in and you have a job, you have a family, you have these other commitments, but you're able to get there and you're able to be consistent, you will see gains versus trying to put 5 days down, missing half of them, getting frustrated. It never works well. So that's what we're doing. We're looking for the smallest amount possible. So look at those factors that I gave you earlier. Look at that list. And from that list, I want you to pull out the area that's currently inconsistent, right? So if your training's already consistent, excellent. What about your recovery? What about your nutrition? What about your sleep? You'll get that feeling in your gut of, oh, yeah, I could use work on that. Grab that one, right? Just one of them and put it down and let yourself go for 8 weeks. And if 8 weeks go by and you've been successful at being consistent with what you created, then look at making an adjustment, right? as we do this over time, what we build up is the person who's consistent and has these training components in a very successful way. But very often we try to take that whole list and pour it into our calendar and then wonder why everything is just burning, why everything around us is burning, and we are so frustrated, which then creates the story that we're unable to do it, that this isn't for us. That's just ridiculous. So let yourself take that list, let yourself sit down with your calendar, put yourself first, and start small. I would love to see your guys' schedules below. I would love to see what stood out, what you're focusing on. Is it training in of itself? Is it nutrition? Is it recovery? What are you going to make more consistent as you create this training schedule for success? And what questions do you have? So I know really I talked about the factors that come in and then describe the simple process. What have I missed? How can I support you? What questions do you have?